share it. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends. Tell them that Mayegun today, and obviously today is Sunday. It is also Sunday sermon. And just a very quick one, a quick caveat for our new members, especially on YouTube. We have received over 1,000 400 or 500 new subscribers in the last 7 days. Incredible. This is just to kind of remind you, if you are new, on Mayegun's Diary Political, so that we do not misunderstand ourselves, okay? This platform is not friendly with anything pro-APC. This platform is not in support of anything pro-religion. In as much as we respect all religions, we have pointed it out on this platform how the rogues in Nigeria have used religion to manipulate the people, hold them down for the criminal political class. And that is why, you know, on Mayegun's Diary Political, we do not do political correctness. Okay? We do not have any respect, no matter how tiny it is, for anyone that is associated with the APC, whether they are old or they are young. We do not have any regard for them. We do not do unity begging on Mayegun's Diary Political. And do you want to know the height of it? Chunk of us on this platform are pro-breakup Nigeria. I bet peacefully. Yeah? Which means our teachings, our standings, and everything that this platform stands for is to show to you and make you have a better understanding what is Nigeria. Against all the lies you have been told, do not beg for unity here. Let us come together. Let us all come together for our... Don't do that here, okay? So that you don't begin to feel like, we hate Nigeria. We do not hate Nigeria. It's just that we are also not deceived by that statement, one Nigeria. We are not deceived. Do you understand? And we have our reasons, we have our fact-checked reasons why we do not buy that lies anymore. So don't begin to feel like you have an advice for me. Don't advise me. All right? And also, just so you understand, every word that comes out of my mouth, none of them is a mistake. Okay? I don't do gaffes. I don't do a slip of tongue. If I want to call somebody weary, I'll call them weary. No hold bar. Do you understand? So that you don't sit down there and begin to try to want to advise, because in the comment section alone, there are people that will come for you. So don't embarrass yourself, okay? On this platform, we are not preaching one Nigeria. What we preach is the truth about Nigeria. And then it is now up to you what you do or what you make with that truth. Do you understand? The real enemies of Nigeria are the people we expose on Mayegun's Diary Political. These are those who are trying to force us to be patriotic, but they are unpatriotic elements. They are the looters, the destroyers, the dividers, and the criminals that represent that place. Those who have the opportunity to make that place a better place, but they choose not to. Do you understand? I'm saying this is not new to those who have been with us when we clock our 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, okay? But this is just for those of you who probably stumbled on this platform by chance or by the YouTube, what do you call it? YouTube recommendation. We appreciate you coming on, okay? But if you want to know the truth about Nigeria and why Nigeria that they probably told you is a lie, Mayegun's Diary Political may be able to do that for you, to help you. Also, Mayegun's Diary Political respects all religions, like I said earlier, but we also know those we call the pulpit bandits, pastorpreneurs, all right? The bedsheet wearing or the bedsheet wrapping terrorists who are hiding behind Islam to perpetuate all kinds of criminality, holding people down for the political ruining grass, like Dele Farutimi called them. Once we have this understanding, right, I swear you will enjoy this platform. I mean, you will enjoy here. We do not cherry pick. There are somebody's from your tribe or from your ethnic nationality. We don't give a damn about them. If they are fingered in the rot that Nigeria represents, we will call them out. Whether they are your Obi or they are your Oba or they are your Emir or they are your Satan of Sokoto, it doesn't matter. We call them out as at when due. So don't take offense, don't take it personal. And if you have to take it personal, that is going to be your own headache and your own business. But don't say we didn't want you. So that we don't kind of like here. Because for here, don't tell me to say my mind without abusing them. We abuse them here. And I know they hold back. Do you understand? Don't take offense except if you are a closet Buhari idiot, bat idiot, cyberbarian, or a bastard. Do you understand? If you are not a closet crumb beater, crumb chasers, ass lickers, all racers, and especially the Lagos Ababakus, the Oshogbo, Alimajiris, all you kind of bombs. If you are not one of them or a closet one, like somebody where they hide in identity, you will never take offense in what I say. You will never take offense in whatever my ego says. And yes, I could be pretty much like nicer, respectful in my presentation. Do you get? I could be like that, but I chose not to. Right? So do not advise me on how to address the ruiners and the destroyers of Nigeria. And I call their names as well. So once we have this understanding, everything else is fine. I just thought we should have that clarity so that we don't, because the moment you begin to try to act funny in the, in the comment section, we have those who are walking about here with spanners. You probably will see spanners in their, next to their names. They will spanner your head. If you start acting pure, start acting, what do you call, like a moral police on Mayegun's Diary. Don't do moral policing here. Okay? Don't start advising. No, don't do it. All right? There is nobody from Nigeria that does not know the problems of Nigeria. Everybody, as they say, on what is going on in Nigeria and blah, 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 blah. But the difference is that on Mayegun's Diary Political, we mentioned their names. Do you understand? We mentioned their names, whether they are young or they are old, whether they are the northerner or they are southerner, whether they are Yoruba or they are Hausa or they are Fulani or they are Igbos, or it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter where they come from. Tinubu, the Jaga addicti, the Jaga banditi, the Aṣíwájú àwọn olè, the Aṣíwájú àwọn agbèrò, the druggie, certificate forger, Tinubu told everyone, or I think it was his handlers that told us that the deal they signed with France, Macron, is not to recolonize the Nigeria resources. Last year, French, or should I say France fortune, started dwindling. When their supposed colonies in Africa got their true independence. And what does that mean? Countries like Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso, Chad, Senegal, they started a journey of self-discovery, self-liberation by cutting off their relationship with France for over 6 decades. In the earliest, for over 6 decades, France was exploiting these countries, French-speaking West African countries. They are among the poorest countries in the world, but they're supposed to be, by providence, right? They were supposed to be the richest or among the richest countries in the world. Unfortunately, France, that colonized them, then gave them independence, which was like a fake independence, right? Continued to exploit them. And it was like taking their resources for next to nothing until the France or the French government's stooges in these countries were booted out. And at first, France wanted to use what they normally use before, that is, use their different bases in this region, okay, to to arm or further arm the different terror groups in this axis to help them topple these governments. But they failed. Baba, Burkina Faso alone, they have attempted to kill the guy between 2023 and 2024. They've attempted to kill the guy 6 times. So Niger, which was like the last old, also broke free last year. Because of this, all French companies that are exploiting and stealing their resources in these countries, they started running. It's like hemorrhaging, like bleeding. So every effort that France made to bring this guy back to their fold, under their control, failed. And it wasn't like the guys pretty much wanted France to leave straight up. They gave France an opportunity to correct their greed, to fix it. So the country said, listen, before now, you gave us the condition that all our resources must be sold to France only, except if France is not interested, then you can sell to other people. Oh, there is almost nothing that, there was almost nothing that France did not have interest in these countries. Imagine selling uranium. Imagine selling uranium or lithium or this other one that they use for battery. Imagine selling them for as little as per kilo, as little as maybe €1 or 50 cents per kilo. When ordinarily the kilo of this is like $1,400, $1,500. Or you are buying them for at least maybe $1 or $1.50. It was that bad. It was like a giveaway. So these countries have no public water. They have no electricity. They have no good roads. They have no good health care. They have no schools. They have almost nothing. But France is like a paradise on earth, at least for those who are French. So they said you have to pay the right price or fuck off. Rather than France to say, okay, you know what? Okay, let's talk. They went to Nigeria to go and get Tinubu, the illegitimate Nigeria president. They took him to France. Upon his return, Tinubu was going to wage war on Niger Republic, Papa, to use Nigeria to invade Niger Republic and remove the the military junta there. So that got exposed. And that automatically gave these guys even like a better grasp of what they were up against. That France will not invade them on their own. They won't use their soldiers to invade them. They will use all these neighboring countries, especially the ECOWAS. So because France was not willing or ready to actually have any negotiation with them, it was like an affront. How dare you? How dare you? In the last 60 years, it's on record that France has managed to assassinate more than 20 African head of state in their own territory. If you disagree with them, they will topple you and kill you. But they've not been able to do that with these West African countries. So they gave them ultimatum. We want you to remove all your bases. You are not even helping. How could you have American and then French base or bases in this Sahel region? And Nigeria has been battling with terrorists for 10 years now, over 10 years now. What is the benefit of France and American bases in this region? If their effort is, American bases are usually set up to stop the terrorists from grouping to attack America. But what about these countries? So the terrorists are so armed, so powerful that these countries have been bleeding on the side as well. So what exactly is the benefit of France in these countries other than exploitation and stealing of their resources? So they kicked them out. And for the first time, they were able to welcome the Russians, welcome the Chinese, who are not stealing their resources, but rather paying them what is really due. In fact, they are also, for the first time in these countries, right, they are training their military. France has been there for over 50 years. But because they did not want them to really be independent of anything, they ensured that they control the type of arms and ammunition they will give to these countries. That these countries are like, they are just like legalized rebels. Do you understand what that means? That means they are not like government. They couldn't procure sophisticated weapons to defend themselves. They ensured of that. So for the first time in over 50 years, these countries were able to actually have real military trainings, weaponry. And now they are like, we don't want France anymore. That was when Tinubu traveled to France for the second time. When Tinubu traveled to France the second time, the rumor was that all the resources that France must have lost after losing these Sahel countries, they are in abundance in Nigeria. They are in abundance in northern Nigeria. Though some of these resources are being actually illegally mined in northern Nigeria anyway. So Tinubu and Dele Alakori, they went to France. They signed an MOU. So the rumor flew back to Nigeria that what the Sahel countries rejected, Tinubu has willed it to France in northern Nigeria. So Tinubu's men started media campaign. No, all the bases that they removed from Niger, from Chad, from Burkina Faso, from Mali, Tinubu has agreed with France to have them established in northern Nigeria in the name of security collaboration. They denied. I'm so kind of like appeased that these guys are a bunch of criminals. That, I mean, why do you always want to deny what is so obvious simply because you think you can? So they denied. They said, no, we only signed the agreement with France to come and develop Nigeria mineral resources. What does that even mean? Develop Nigeria mineral resources. Are you kidding? Eh? Then Tinubu bought Aloku jet. Are you aware of that? This last one that Tinubu went, they sold him 40-year-old fighter jets. It's part of the deal, but they put it under, under the, I can't remember the name of this jet, but like Aloku jet, World War II jet. That France had to dispose. They sold their 25 or thereabouts to Nigeria. Tinubu just, echo scrap here for me. Pack me the scrap as part of the deal. After wheeling off these northern Nigerians' resources. But it wasn't for free. They promised to give Tinubu 300 million euro for the next 5 years. No, sorry, for the next 2 years. So which means Tinubu can tell France wherever Tinubu feels like the 300 million euros should be paid into. It will be like, it's going to be like, we are supporting this. France has given Nigeria 20 million euro for sickle cell. Oh, France has given 30 million euro for fighting malaria. Something like that. So they can continue to wherever, like, mine critical mineral resources. That's what they call it. The MOU that Tinubu signed is called Partnering with France on Developing Critical mineral resources. They need uranium, especially, to continue to power France electricity. They need that. And they are about running out from what they have been taking from Niger Republic. So wherever you have the uranium in northern Nigeria, the Arewa North, France. So France has also partnered with Nigeria to bring in all these their forces into Nigeria. But in partnership. It's not new. It usually was an arrangement between Nigeria and Britain, where, that murderous group called the SARS in Nigeria, that criminal gang called SARS in Nigeria. Do you know that for more than 6 or 8 years now, it was the UK government. Yeah, the UK government that is funding SARS in Nigeria. Do you know that? Did you know that? They usually send the UK police, the MI6, they usually send them to Nigeria to go and perform what they call the training for the SARS in Nigeria. Were you aware of that? Including the salary of the SARS in Nigeria up until 2020. I don't know about now, but until 2020, it was the UK government that was paying the salary of SARS in Nigeria. Are you aware? No? Okay, it doesn't matter anyway. So there was this video that went viral about a week or two ago. And the video was the mock counter-terrorism training between Nigerian Navy, Nigerian Army, and the French forces, French Army. I don't know, I don't know if you see the video online, but it came with this funny sound like it's a movie. So that's why I can't really share it with you, because I'm not sure if that audio in it is copyrighted. Some of you should go and look for it, especially on Twitter. Go on Twitter or on X and search for this Nigerian France counter-terrorism sort of a practice or something. So this became more pronounced in northern Nigeria, that the French governments, they are coming to establish base and bases. Once they move their base from this Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali. They are moving them to northern Nigeria. Because usually the reason why they have all these bases there is to protect the French companies operating in that area. So if their companies are being chased away from these countries and they are moving to Nigeria, they can't rely on Nigerian security. They need their own forces close by. They don't have any interest in your security. They are not interested in your what have you. The only thing is that there is a chance that there will be more, like increased terrorism, especially in northern Nigeria now. There will be increased terrorism. But all of this, one, is to ensure that in areas where they have spotted their mineral resources of interest, they need to chase the people away. And the only people that can chase them away are the terrorists. So that their companies can move in. When their companies